everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cosmic Conversations. I'm your hostess, Marla Martenson. And today, are you ready for it? We're going to talk about sex. I know it's a cosmic show. I know we talk about the metaphysics, but guess what? Sex can be pretty cosmic. And I'm with my special guest and dear friend, Susan Allan, who's an amazing coach who created Heart Space Solutions so that you and everyone out there can learn how to create the most loving, beautiful, intimate relationships possible. And we're going to talk to her about what that means. But for right now, we're going to dive right in. Hey, Susan, how are you?
Fabulous. Great to see you again.
Great to see you. All right. So, Susan, we were chatting a little bit ago this morning, and we were talking about how a lot of people are having sex, but there's no love there. And some of these things that are going on, that's kind of like an epidemic. And so can you speak to that a little bit?
You know, so many of us have had our hearts broken. By the time you're in your 20s or 30s, you've had your heart broken.
Oh, yeah.
The big question is, how quickly do you do the work to heal? And most people have no idea what that means.
Right.
So one of the things I do with people is I show them, I work with them to heal their heart so they're open to love again. And I do this, I've been there before, I've been there too many times before, so it is essential to heal your heart. And when you meet someone who is a wonderful match for you, or even potentially the perfect match for you, even if he or she hasn't yet done that work, you need to learn how to motivate and inspire them to complete it for themselves. Because in order to have the deepest, loving, intimate, passionate, satisfying, orgasmic, cosmic relationship, you need ultimately to have two people in the bedroom or any other room who are healed and whole. But it starts with you. It starts with each one of us.
Great point, because sometimes, you know, as a couple, you're working all day, you come home, maybe have a beer, whatever, watch TV, and then it's like, okay, well, let's have sex, because that's just kind of, you know, the routine. And then after years, there's nothing new, there's nothing fresh. Now, how do we get, this is what I hear from a lot of women who have been with the same guy for 15, 20 or more years. It's like, well, we have sex, but I just get through it because there's nothing new, there's nothing fresh. I'm not really, it's more of a brother-sister relationship by now, as far as the sexual stuff goes. So what do you do about this?
Well, first of all, I was always considered to be a love goddess by my boyfriend at the time, my husband at the time. And it's true. I made a lifetime study of what that means. How to be the most seductive, how to be the most exciting, how to greet him at the front door before he has the beer, before he turns the TV on. Right. Nowadays with, you know, texting and all that, how to encourage him, excite him, and entice him before he comes home. You certainly don't wait until your husband or boyfriend or lover or fiance is sitting in front of the TV. Now, that's not to say that you can't captivate him even in the middle of a big football game. You can, because now we have digital recording devices, so he can still find out that he is. You bring it about. You are the inspiration. That's true whether you're a man or a woman.
Okay.
If you're a guy and your female partner or male partner is walking through the door, then your job is to make it exciting. Everybody knows how to order dinner. Whether you know how to cook or not, doesn't matter. Everyone knows how to make a beautiful, sensual, sexual environment. And when somebody walks through the door and that's what they see, it's like coming home to the bride. And there is nobody who's married for love who's come home to the bride and hasn't immediately thought of, I'm going to rip that negligee off her. For sure I will.
Right.
And that's how you always keep sexual relationships exciting. And I was in a number of sexual relationships for many, many years, including one for decades, whenever neither of us were in a committed relationship. And we kept it very exciting and very spicy and fabulous. It's not that easy if you live together with somebody day after day. And it can be done. It must be done.
Yes, because you're hearing them snore. They're maybe, farting in the bed. You see their worst sides. They're complaining, nitpicking. You see all of this, when they're, and then, but you've got to get all excited about it, right?
Let me speak to that.
Okay, yeah, please.
I would never be in a relationship with the complainer.
Okay.
If you're listening to the show and you're in the relationship with a complainer, you've miscalculated. There's no way that you can create a lifetime of joy and bliss if you're with someone who absolutely lacks the inner skills to self-generate peace. Now, maybe you don't have those skills. So if you don't have those skills, then you're my next call. You're the next person who wants to have a free session with me.
Yes,
because
Susan
I will
Susan will give a 1 hour free session, you guys. 1 hour free session, and the links are below. So you got to take advantage of that. There's no catch. If you want to continue working with her, you can. But in that 1 hour is fantastic. So anyway, go ahead. I'm really excited about it because. Go ahead. I mean, make that call and have a session with her because I know there's a lot of people dealing with these issues. So yeah, speak to that. So okay, so let's say you are in a relationship with somebody and things are kind of going, down, and but you want to rev it back up.
But there are some generic aspects to this. If you're in a blah relationship or if you're in a 20-year committed relationship that has become blah,
right?
Then my question to you is, what did you do this week to create a thrilling, spicy environment? What did you buy from Fredericks of Hollywood? What did you buy from Victoria's Secret? What did you make for dinner? What did you make for dessert? What did you make chocolate-covered strawberries and bring them into the bedroom? How much whipped cream is in your refrigerator? I mean, these are basic things that I knew when I was like 16.
Susan, this is brilliant that we're talking about this because I think when we're working hard, our noses are in our phones or whatever we're doing. And then at the end of the day, it goes like that, goes kind of downhill. I think we're thinking that, it's just blah. And kind of in the back of our minds, we're expecting it to fix itself. We're not taking that action of cooking a beautiful meal and sitting down and actually putting candles on the table and sitting at the table. Some couples will, me and my hubby are guilty of this. He's always in his recording studio. And so I make him dinner and then he brings it into his studio and eats. And then I eat my dinner whenever because I don't eat the same thing he eats. And we don't eat dinner together. So there's things that you can create and do that are simple to connect, and we're not doing that. We don't even think about it.
Yeah, and it's dangerous, You have to have bonding rituals.
Right.
I don't mean bondage, I mean bonding. So you have to have these rituals. And what's really important, one of my happiest clients ever, they are in the most magnificent twin flame relationship. She never believed it was possible. When she met me, it wasn't possible. I literally taught her everything she needed to do to go from broken up, he was gone, to they're ecstatically married. And one of the things, when they finally were going to spend a weekend together, I said to her, so tell me, I want to know everything about the lingerie you've packed. Mm-hmm. I want to know about the traveling candle in a tin that you've packed.
Yeah.
I want to know about the fragrances. I want to know about your iPod and the playlists. Mm-hmm. And she had no idea about any of it. She was like, huh? So I had to teach her all of that.
Right.
And when she came back from the weekend, obviously I was the first call, and she was stunned. He's a very successful, very brilliant, very attractive woman who never had a love affair in her life, though she'd been married and had children. And this was her first love affair. Wow. Because it's the woman's job to create the ambiance and the love affair environment. And again, I've been doing this since I was a kid. Because, as I said, I used to be a love addict. So if you want love, you better create an environment of love. It's the only way to make it happen.
Oh,
so the wardrobe, the music, and you know about music because your husband is a fabulous musician.
Right.
So you've got to have that music, and you guys need to have a ritual that has to do with music and bonding since you don't have time for dinner and bonding. It's fine.
Right. Or some guys might want to have like some soft porn going in the background or something. You know, they want some stimulation,
Sure.
visual or
Sure.
music or
But you
something.
know something important? I once asked a friend of mine who's a comedian, and she's a very attractive woman, and I said, well, you're older now. She's about 50 when she became my client. I said, aren't you concerned about being attractive enough for your fiance?
Mhm.
She said, Susan, if I'm the only woman in the bedroom, I'm attractive enough. So we got her some Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie. We got her some candles. We got her some playlists, and it was fantastic.
Right.
So
Okay. This is
softcore
yeah.
porn in the bedroom is a challenge for most women.
Okay.
It is simply an indication that you, the woman, haven't done what you needed to do to show up as a sex goddess.
Okay. Interesting.
And every guy has a different flavor of sex goddess. You know, I happen to fit into the Jean Harlow model. That's great. But, you know, I wasn't born with blonde hair. I can tell you that. And so you build on whatever your version of beautiful is.
Right. That's right. And it's interesting because when a man is excited and he loves you, he's not picking you apart like you are. Because I mean, it's amazing. I don't. My husband just happens to find me absolutely gorgeous, and he. Sometimes I'll get up in the morning and he wants to go. He loves going to breakfast on Sundays. That's his favorite thing. And he says, "Just come on, just go. You don't need to put on any makeup. You don't need. You look great the way you are." I'm like, I'm not leaving the house with my hair sticking up and no makeup. And we're going places after. He goes, "No, but you look absolutely gorgeous. You don't even need makeup. You look gorgeous." So it's interesting, and we'll sit there picking apart. Oh, I have a little cellulite here, or I didn't. Yeah, and
Let's talk about why men who enjoy women without makeup do.
yes, let's talk about that.
This is important. This is important.
Okay.
There's a vulnerability in the human face
Mm-hmm.
without makeup. The number one thing that men find attractive, more than large breasts, more than, 38, 28, 38 measurements, far more than millions of dollars in the bank. Every man has a huge risk when he comes on to you, risk when he's in bed with you, which is that he has to perform. And he has to perform and he has to visually perform. So a level of compassion and empathy for all these guys is appropriate right now.
Yeah.
It's not a position any woman would ever want to be in. It's a very, very risky proposition. So the number one thing that a loving woman can do is open her heart and open her soul and open her body to her partner. And when she doesn't have makeup on, many, many men love that because they feel so much safer. And it's important to know.
This is great. As a matchmaker, 17 years in the business, I've been sending pictures of women to men, possible matches and this and that, or getting the feedback after a date. And I can't tell you how many times the man would say, turn down meeting a woman based on a photo because she's wearing too much makeup. Or on the date, after the date, says she wears too much makeup. She had too much makeup on. And then I will say, look, that's fixable. All you have to do is say, honey, if you're with them, can you go lighter on the makeup? Or you're so beautiful, you don't need so much. But the men have to realize the women are trying to look attractive. They're doing whatever they can that they think will attract a man or make them look better or beautiful. And that's why they're doing it. It's not something that is permanent. So men are visual and they'll make a snap decision, but often women do wear too much makeup and they wear too much strong perfume, which is a big turnoff.
No perfume. No perfume.
No perfume? Not just a little light something?
No perfume. He wants to know what you smell like. It's all pheromones and chemistry.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, my husband is so sensitive with his allergies and stuff that very few perfumes. He doesn't like that many, so that's true. He likes just the natural, clean scent.
The you scent.
The me scent, me. All right. Thank you, Susan. So always love having these conversations. And you guys, again, the links are below. I don't want to make this like a commercial, but I have to tell you, Susan is phenomenal. And why not take advantage of the free sessions? So I want to hear about it. And let me know your comments. What do you think about makeup? What do you think about creating that beautiful environment? Have you been doing it? Are you guilty of it? Are you going to try it? Let me know below in the comments. Much love, everybody. Bye.